Good morning, my loves. Welcome back to another video. This is the first time you're actually seeing my slightly redesigned library. It no longer wraps around onto the other wall, which is a little bit different. But today we're doing another one of my favourite videos to film, which is the bookshelf scavenger hunt. I tend to do one of these scavenger hunts once every couple of months because obviously they get a little bit repetitive if not. But for this video we go through 10 different prompts and each prompt leads us from book to book to book until eventually we pick the book that we're going to read together in this video and we'll read it together in a mini reading vlog at the end. As always, this video was not an original idea. I first got the idea from Ellen and Catherine. She got the idea from Riley Marie. I've seen multiple creators do this, so it's not an original idea by any stretch. I did used to use Ellen's prompts, however I do now use my own prompts. So we are gonna just start with the scavenger hunt. So prompt number 1 is find a book with a cover you love and then find a book with a similar cover. This book cover is one that I just keep staring at the minute and it's Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stevens, and I haven't actually read this book yet but I adore this cover. I think it is the most stunning thing ever. So we have sort of the pinks, the people, this like smoke kind of vibe, and the black. Now I don't know quite how similar I can get, but I absolutely adore this. So if I can get a cover similar, that would be ideal. I feel like this is kind of a similar vibe, like you've got all this like smoke element to it. I know it's different colours, but like, can we see what I'm going with? Can we see the vibes I'm taking from this? Or am I completely off kilter? I mean, they're both gorgeous little braid edges as well. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna go for it. I think for the book that I love is this one, Our Infinite Fates, and we're gonna go for the Hurricane Wars. Okay, so the next prompt is to turn to page 50, read the first sentence, and then find a book with one of the words in that sentence in the title. I don't think that made any sense, but let's go to page 50 and hope we get no spoilers. Okay, we're ending a chapter. So it says there were 10 more kilometers worth of forest to go before the coastline. Now, straight away, I know I have one with 10. I don't think I'm gonna have forest or kilometers. Before, I know I have like before I let go, which is interesting. Now I do also want to think the next prompt, I'm pretty sure is about the tropes. It is, yeah, it lists some of the tropes. I need to try and get one maybe that I've read with 10 or before because I don't think we're gonna get any of the others. Okay, brief intermission. Had to just go answer the front door. How to Kill a Guy in 10 Ways. We actually got 10, and this is a book I have read. So this is a thriller and it's about a girl called Millie who sets up a hotline for women that feel unsafe, message M, and basically if women message her she will go and the tropes I guess is like killing men. I don't really know how to explain the tropes of a thriller book. I've always found that really difficult. But the next prompt is to list some of the tropes and find a book with similar tropes. Now I have an instant thought for this, so we are going straight away for another thriller and we're going for How to Kill Men and Get Away With It by Katie Brent. So they are different authors. They're very similar titles actually, but honestly they're both incredible books. This book gives very Made in Chelsea vibes and it's very much like a Made in Chelsea, but one of them has gone rogue and goes on a killing spree to kill the men that are causing problems to the women in the world. And honestly I had literally the best time reading this book. I binged this book in like a day. Okay, find a book with opposite tropes to the book I have. Opposite tropes of a murderous woman. I think we just go for like a cushy little romance. This is set in London, so maybe we go for small town, so it's like not big city, so we go from big city to small town. This is about like a girl who's very like upper class, so maybe we go for sort of more of a lower class, small town, no murder kind of vibe. This might be a really rogue choice, but this is small town. We are set in this tiny small town of Pelion in Maine. It's about a guy who is a mute and his like love story with this girl who joins the town after having a bit of tragedy in her life, and she's not someone with like loads of money or anything, so I feel like this does kind of fit the vibe we're looking for. Okay, so the next one is to reverse the page count of this book and find a book with a similar number of pages. This book has 388 pages, and that is before the acknowledgements. 883 pages. That's a long ass book. We could go for ACOTAR. I could also go for a book from my TBR because I don't actually think I need to have read the book. This one is 828. Okay, I think this is the one that I've got that's nearest. We're jumping into the 900 sort of scene. We're at 927 for this one, which is Redeeming Six by Chloe Walsh. I don't think I've got any other ones that are like 883. I feel like that's a very, like, not a lot of books are going to be around that mark. Okay, I think we're going to go for Redeeming Six by Chloe Walsh. Nice and easy. The next prompt is to find a book with a similar colour scheme to this book. So red with a little bit of yellow is the vibe we're going for. Now, this may be cheating, but it says similar colour scheme. So we're going to go for Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, which obviously is in the same series as Redeeming Six. This is book 1. Redeeming Six is book 4. I feel like if we're going colour scheme wise, the majority of this book is obviously red, so is Redeeming Six, and it's a very small amount that's yellow. So I feel like this book kind of fits the prompt the most. I think otherwise I'd be struggling to find one that's similar. Okay, the next prompt is to find a book that was published in the same year as this book. This book was published in 2023. Where are we? Now, it was actually 2014 was the original. This edition was 2023, or do we go for the edition that was original, which is 2014? I feel like we're going to go for this edition because I don't think I actually really have many books from 2014. And this is the edition, obviously, that matches the previous prompt of the colour scheme. So, okay, we are going to go for Wildfire by Hannah Grace as a book published in 2023, just to prove it. There we go. 2023. I've just stood on Lego. This book is a cute little romance book about a couple that go to a summer camp. This was a 5-star read. I loved this book so much. Okay, so the next prompt says, go to the first page of this book, count the number of letters in the first word, find a book with a similar amount of pages, so times the number by 100. The first word is Henry's, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so a 600 page book. I think 600 is easier than 800. These seem like they're 600. Oh, 612. Okay, let's go for this one. Why not? This is 612 pages, so not too far over. This is Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. This is the second book in the Lakefront Billionaires. This is a series I haven't started yet, so I could not tell you a single thing about it, but the covers are gorgeous, is all I know. So the next prompt is to find a book with the same number of letters in the title as pages. The next prompt is to find a book that has the same number of letters in the title as this book. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we need a book with 13. I feel like that's quite a short title in like the grand scheme of things. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Bingo! Literally the first book I found that had 13 letters in the title was the book we have picked from. So this is Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the next prompt and the final prompt, which will be the one we pick the book from. Okay, find a book title which starts with the last letter of this book. So R. So we need a book starting with R. Now, if you guys have seen my TBR videos, we are literally picking off of my TBR cart. So I need to find a book that starts with an R from my TBR cart, and I would quite like it to be on my July TBR if possible. Now, I've read 3 out of 5 of my July TBR at this point. I'm doing well, and both of the books I have left start with an R. What are the chances that the 2 books I have left both start with an R? So we have Ride With Me by Simone Sultani, or we have Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. What are the actual chances? This is a Formula 1 romance, and I'm super excited to get to this one. And this one is an accidental pregnancy romance. I actually could not be happy with how this has gone, because this means I'll get another book off of my July TBR. Massive slay. Big slay. Now, picking between these 2, both will be getting read in July. However, the next book I was planning to read was Ride With Me, so I think maybe we're reading Ride With Me together in this video. I'm actually so bloody excited. This is like accidental marriage in Vegas, I'm pretty sure, and they're both like multi-millionaires, and it's Formula 1 romance. This is book 2 to Cross the Line by Simone Sultani. I gave that book a 3.5 star last year. I've got myself all flustered at the idea of actually reading this book for this video, because it means I'm actually getting one off of my July TBR. So I'm super excited. We are going to be reading Ride With Me for this video, and I will come back to you when I start reading and have some thoughts, because this is super exciting and this could not have played better into my hands. Good morning, my loves. Welcome to the midway check-in, which I've actually remembered to do for the first time in a very long time. We are 54% of the way through Ride With Me. That equates to chapter 18, I'm pretty sure. I'm really loving this. So we're following Thomas, who is a Formula 1 driver, and we're following Stella, who is actually a big bakery owner of like luxury bakeries around the world. And we do see Stella's character introduced in book 1 in Cross the Line, but it's very, very loosely sort of connected, so you wouldn't need to necessarily like read book 1. They go on sort of a stag and hen do in Vegas, and they have a little bit too much to drink and end up married in Vegas. And so it's an accidental marriage in Vegas turned into fake marriage where both of them are rich, they've both got incredible jobs, and that's kind of the stage we're at. But I will say, so that's, none of it is spoilers, that is all on the back. Like, everyone says it's an accidental marriage in Vegas, accidental marriage of convenience, everything like that. The chemistry between these two characters is unmatched. I have never had chemistry like this in characters before. I've just realised you can probably hear my washing machine, and if you can, I apologise. The chemistry between these two is incredible, absolutely phenomenal. I have been adoring it. It's been literally the most phenomenal, beautiful thing I think I've ever seen, ever witnessed. Incredible. So yeah, we are officially 54% of the way through. I ideally need to finish this book today because I go on holiday at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Well, no, I have to leave my house at 2:30 in the morning. So I realistically don't have time tomorrow to edit because I will be in Tenerife. So I'm hoping that I can finish it today. So I have 46% of a book to read, and I need to edit the video and upload it. So this is gonna be a fun day. I also have a very, very busy day. I am not working, but I have lots and lots and lots of other plans. I'm getting my nails done because I mean, what is this? Yeah, I have been on site at work and just attacked all my nails basically. My nail tech is gonna hate me, so sorry, Regan. That is my update of midway through. I adore this book. I think their chemistry is incredible. I really love our main character. I'm not gonna lie, so I will say this. The team that Thomas drives for is called McMorris. Why does that sound like the most unserious Formula One team in existence? Like, McMorris Formula One team. They've definitely tried to use like McLaren and then turned it into McMorris, and it just doesn't work. It makes me laugh every time I see it. And I just think, McMorris? Really? This is what we went for? Because it is what we went for, but yeah. Probably not the best one I've ever seen. My perspective of who Thomas is like George Russell crossed with Lando Norris. That is literally who I'm sort of putting these faces to. Because I feel like Thomas talks and acts like George Russell, but has like the personality of Lando. So it's a very interesting mix. I'm very much enjoying myself. I'm very much enjoying this. Is there a possibility it could be a 5-star? Maybe. Actually, maybe. I'm really, really enjoying myself. So I'm not gonna say no, because I do think potentially. Now I'm just whispering to myself. I will see you guys later. I'm gonna go drink my coffee and read some of my book before I have to leave, because I now have to leave in 23 minutes. Welcome to Tenerife, guys. So I didn't finish this video before we ended up in Tenerife, obviously. You can probably hear kids out in the pool because our room does sort of back onto the pool directly. However, I needed to come in here and finish this video because I did finish Ride With Me on the plane yesterday. So I didn't actually bring the physical copy with me because I literally brought my Kindle on holiday. So I did finish it. I loved this book so much. I do have a top on that looks like I'm topless when I'm like this. I loved this book so much. I'm still standing by the fact that the chemistry between the two characters absolutely unmatched. I was fully smiling to myself and giggling while on the plane, and my boyfriend was like, "What are you smiling at?" And I was like, well, just fictional characters, but it is what it is. I have sunglass lines, don't I? You can actually see lines. My mum also confiscated my Kindle because I was getting so invested in the whole story and what was going on, and it was honestly just making me smile, making me giggle, and I didn't want to put it down. So I read, I think it was about 45% I had left whilst on the plane yesterday. I adored it. I ate it up. Every second of it was phenomenal. And yes, we did finish it. I've decided I'm giving it a 4.5 stars. I know I said it could be a 5 stars, and it very, very nearly was. However, there was one part he calls her a brat. I don't like females in books being called brats. Now, I don't know why. There is just something about it for me. Doesn't sit right with me. I don't think you need to call a female a brat at any point in any book. It's just unnecessary for me. So that kind of just bumped it down. And I think there was just something missing. Like, I didn't get, like, I was getting kind of 5-star feels, but not the whole way through. And I feel like if I'm not getting it the whole way through, it's not a 5-star. So that is where we are at with Ride With Me. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and if you haven't picked it up or you haven't picked up the series, you definitely should. I definitely recommend it as a series. It was definitely, the second book was so much better than the first book, even though I loved the first book as well. But yes, thoroughly enjoyed it. I am now reading Ready or Not, which was the other book that I could have picked for this video, if you remember while we were picking the books. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely have preferred Ride With Me so far. I'm now 35% into this book. It's good. it's nothing special. I don't so far see the hype as to why everyone else was so in love with it, but it's good. I can appreciate good writing. I just don't think it's going to be that 5-star hype that everyone else made it out to be, which is a shame, but it's okay, that's my reading taste, I guess. But that's not what this video was for. This video was for Ride With Me, and I am very happy I've got that read. And as soon as I finish this book, I've officially finished my July TBR. It is now the 19th of July, and I have finished my July TBR. Next week's video will be the August TBR, and I have picked 6 books because I've thought, well, if we've managed to do it this month, why not do it next month? I am going to head back out to the pool. I am warm. This room has aircon, but I'm enjoying the sun. I'm enjoying the pool. I'm enjoying the cocktails, which I've had a few too many of, if you can tell in this clip. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, if you haven't subscribed down below, I'd love it if you'd do so and hit that like button. And as always, all of my socials are also linked down below, including my Instagram, my Goodreads, and my Amazon wishlist. And I will see you guys next time for a brand new video. Bye!